Ended up being,
And action.
yeah, it wound up being. I expected it to be good, but I had no idea, to be honest with you. I was very interested in one of the phases of Canton, and I got more than I could have ever hoped for, and I was dreaming pretty big. So between that and the people that I met and the information that I got from those people and the information that I was able to give to people, it was an extraordinarily fulfilling trip, way better than I could have hoped for.
Awesome. So what was the biggest tip that you got out of mentors that's just going to like totally change your business?
It was interesting. The biggest thing that I got was something I already a viewpoint I already kind of had, but it was just so solidified, and it made me kind of look at it from a little more of a vantage point and see that I wasn't really acting upon that viewpoint so much, and so it was validating in one way, but it was also a kind of a kick in the backside in another way. So that really with advertising, when it came down to advertising and why, and it's not just a matter of getting seen, it's so much bigger than that, and that was easily the biggest thing I got as far as the mentoring. It was it's just, here's how to think, because to me, being successful is a viewpoint. It's not technical at all. The technical is a subcategory of viewpoint. So if you take the viewpoint of a successful person, you're going to be successful, period, because you will do naturally what needs to get done and take the action that needs to get taken in order to achieve what you're trying to achieve. And there's a room filled with those guys, and that was fantastic.
Awesome. So what do you project to happen in your business over the next 9 months because of what you got?
Whew. At the show and the event combined, I mean, there's so much implementing that I have to do, and it's funny because I go to shows all the time, and I find myself, taking notes feverishly and then not implementing a thing, just like most people, or some people, I should say. You implement something here and there, and then try it, and it works or it doesn't work, and then you move on. I have a lot to implement, a lot, and I mean, I could genuinely see how I could double my business in the next 2 months. Like, genuinely see that. And oh my God, I'm so excited about that. And that's not even including what I found at the show. Now the show, that could 10x my business easily. And combine the two together, and that's what's so beautiful about this. I had some friends of mine that came out here to Canton, and I'm super happy they came, but they didn't come with us. The combination of the two that's the secret, and I didn't realize that.
Two of what?
The two of between the show and the masterminding and the meetings we had, and the tips you learned from people. It's you combine those two together, and it creates for being unstoppable.
I love it. So what would you tell someone who's on the fence about coming? It's 12 days, it's $5,000. What would you tell someone who's on the fence about coming to the next China Magic event?
If I gave you $5,000 and you gave me $50,000 in return, would I take it? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I didn't want to come. I didn't want to go to China. I didn't want to be away from my kids. I didn't want to take that flight. I don't like it. And I was dreading it. I'll be honest with you. I was completely dreading it. When I was on my way to the airport, I was just like, oh, I know I should go, and I'm gonna go, and I got to get in the mindset to make the best of it. Really, this is what happened. But my God, I'm so glad I came. It's been such an experience. What I've learned and what I'm able to source at this point it's gigantic. And I don't even remember your original question. I'm just excited about what occurred here. I wouldn't have traded this. This might be the most pivotal moment in my business. This last 10 days, or however long I've been here. It's it's going to change anything. And the biggest thing I would say about coming here was I get to meet these people face to face. That's been my biggest thing with sourcing, is I don't get to meet people, engage them as people, because you could tell how they run their business from meeting them. I got to sit there and shake these people's hands and look them in the eye, and I had no idea how important that was until I was here. You sit there, like, for example, in my category, there's a particular product that's patented in the US. China doesn't have to acknowledge those patents, right? So they can produce whatever they want and sell whatever they want. Us as US companies, if we try to sell it, get busted, right? But you know, I went and had one guy in particular. I just want to see what he'd say. I mentioned that particular product. He's like, "No, you can't do it. This company here does it." And I know he's right because I know the company that has the patent on it. And he's like, "No, you can't do that one. Don't bother with that one. It's, you know, it can't get done. Maybe we can create something else that's similar to it. We can work together on that." But to me, you can't get that on an email with an assistant. You know, with a language barrier. There's something to get in person, and that is extraordinarily valuable that you can't get any other way but to actually come here.
Perfect. It's a gold mine, man. Do you want to say anything else?
Whatever you need.
Are you going to come on the next trip? And then answer as if the person hadn't heard the question.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm coming on the next trip. I'm going to bring my partner on the next trip too. She didn't want to come to China, and I'm like, you know, it was one of those things like, you're going to China. I'm like, all right. And we're both coming next time, undoubtedly. It's the most valuable thing I'll have done. I'll make sure that this is the most valuable thing I have done to date with this business. And I got a good while to implement this stuff, and then on the next trip, it'll be a different viewpoint on the next trip. I will come here for other reasons. You know, I get everything in the United States currently, so this will be my first time sourcing from China. And next time I'm going to come, I'm going to try to find better deals. Or if I love my manufacturer, I'm just going to find other stuff to sell. You know, some of the big guys here, one thing I found is they were looking for other things to sell. Had nothing to do with their brand. You know, I'm very much into building my brand and my company. But that doesn't mean you can't have 3 brands, or that doesn't mean you can't make money other ways. There is so much. I was just having a conversation with a guy that found something that nobody has in the United States. Nobody. And I mean, he was telling me about it. I was like, oh man, I wish I would have done a little bit more digging. But you know, I mean, there is so much here, and I mean, you lose weight too if that interests you, because you walk a lot of steps. But it's awesome. Feels good.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.